This is the guts of a Sony KVX-370, a very rare CRT with a unique tube called an indextron. Unfortunately, they were plagued with bad quality capacitors, and almost none of them work anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if most of them were just thrown away, which is sad to think about. I tried fixing this one, but it was far too gone, so I figured I'd try to make good use of the housing. I bought this $18 LCD on Amazon, which is meant to be connected to a car's rear backup camera. The resolution is 320 by 240, which of course is a 4:3 aspect ratio, same as the original tube. So it will display 240p nicely, and also 480i and 480p. It doesn't have any audio connections, which sucks, but you'll see my workaround for that later. I just connect the system's audio output to the auxiliary input of an Anchor speaker. I wanted to be careful here because I wasn't sure how cheaply made a $18 LCD was. I needed to get the wire out of this plastic bag, so I tried breaking it, but the plastic was way too strong and I couldn't do it. So my only option was to desolder the wires from the PCB and reattach them later. The opening on the front housing is 3.7 inches, but the LCD is 3.5 inches, so there will be a small gap around the border on the screen that I'll need to hide somehow. This whole next segment is just me making a little frame for the LCD so that you wouldn't see any gap around the edges. I'm just using some black gaffer's tape to keep the screen in place. I actually ended up scrapping this foam core version that I'm using here for black construction paper. I didn't film that part, unfortunately, but you'll get a better look at that at the end of the video. It looks a lot better. I'm not really sure why I reattached this piece, other than maybe I thought it would make the whole thing more structurally sound. I need to figure out a way to route the wires through the back of the housing. I could have drilled a hole in the back, but for now I'm just going to use the opening that's on the top here. And here I'm just connecting the power and the video source to see if it's all good and working. This thing was hella bright, so I had to adjust my exposure. The 480 output from the Xbox 360 seems to be working fine. Let's try some burnout. And here's some footage of me setting up and testing a PS2 and a Wii. Overall, this was a fun little project and not too terribly difficult. I may look at different LCDs in the future because some of them have different inputs like VGA. I'd also be interested to see if there's a PCB where I can attach a speaker so I don't have to use an external one. So you might see more of this little guy.